Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special session where we will be talking about the upcoming trip to India in October. Before we do that, I wanted to give you an experience of what it might be like to travel to India. And so we've put together a compilation video of some of the temples, their highlights, a little bit of a, experiential journey on traveling to India. So we'll watch that short video now, and then I will come back and talk a bit about kind of what it's like to be there, what you need to be prepared for, and answer any of your questions, and also talk to you about what the August 11th deadline means and some options that are there for you if you're not quite ready to commit. So let's transition now to this short video, and I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Visit Mystic India and immerse yourself in abundant goddess energy during the most significant goddess power time of the year, Navaratri, or the 9 nights of the goddess. You will have the opportunity to connect with the goddess at over 20 sacred power spot temples, the majority of which will be in Kumbakonam, a district of Tamil Nadu known for its rich cultural heritage, historical temples, and spiritual significance. Here are just a few of the sacred temples that we will visit on our journey into the heart of the goddess. At each temple, you will experience darshan, or energetic transmission of divine consciousness, and a puja, or archana, which is a light and sound offering to the deity at that temple. At select vortices, we will experience a hydration ceremony known as an abhishekam, or a fire lab known as a homa. Here are a couple of the power spots that we will be visiting on our journey.
Every day was a miracle. Every day was filled with joy. The information that was imparted was the most amazing gift. I have had many group experiences, but not one can compare to this one. Every day was a miracle. I felt very loved and cared for.
I have been forever transformed. How do I even begin to put in words what took place on this spiritual journey? My beloved mother said it best. I am happier and am now doing my prayers and meditations, and living in service as best I can. I am eternally grateful.
My whole system reconfigured itself. It was my first trip to India, and for many reasons, it was an auspicious time. I have been suffering from chronic low back pain for years. On this trip, my back did not hurt at all. When I went to my osteopath for a treatment, she said my whole system had reconfigured itself. Thank you for an amazing trip to India. Since thanks is not enough, namaste.
I have been traveling to India with Pillai Center since 2001. In fact, on my first trip to India, he wasn't even there in person. And to this day, it is still one of the most transformational experiences of my entire life. Every time I go to India, there is a shift in consciousness that only the sacred motherland can give. I'm grateful to have gone to India over 20 times and experienced countless group and private pilgrimages all throughout India. I'm honored to have held a leadership role in Pillai Center group trips since 2015. Witnessing the transformation of everyone on the trip is the greatest reward. I look forward to bringing you to the sacred temples that Dr. Pillai has selected for this pilgrimage and relaying the messages that he's given at these locations. We will be deeply immersed in prayer, chanting, and ceremony as we travel throughout India from vortex to vortex. You will not return the same person. So hopefully that gave you a little taste of seeing the temples. We just selected just a handful to put into that video in terms of the significance of them. There's a lot more. I think we're traveling to like 40 different power spots, different temples, if you went on the entire 2-week journey. So I would love to open it up to questions. So if you have any questions at all, please post them in chat. I also want to tell you a little bit about our timeline that we're working with. So October is a high season in terms of tourists and travel, even Indians traveling within India, because it's a really perfect weather and it's just a great time. Also, the festival of Navaratri, the 9 nights of the goddess, is a highly active time. So there will be a lot of activities going on. Then what we'll be doing is securing these hotels and transportation, like flights within India, that we need to make sure we get enough for you. And so we've put this due date in place in order to secure your spots. So that time is August 11th. And that gives us time to secure our hotel and transportation needs within India. As mentioned previously, you're responsible to get yourself to Chennai. We don't work with you on that at all in terms of that's your purchase, getting your body to the Chennai airport. And then from there, we take complete care of you. And in that complete care, we have buses for everyone. We have hotel rooms and we have a flight within India for the extension trip. So all of that needs to be secured and make sure that we get what we need while the high season is happening in October. So that's why we need to hear from you. If you are interested in this trip and you have not yet registered, please write to us, office@pillaycenter.com, and let us know at least that you're interested and a date of when you would be able to know for sure. Another thing we're going to make available for those of you who aren't able to pay in full or even start your payment plan just yet is a non-refundable deposit. That'll come about this week and we'll send an email on that. So please make sure you are on our email list. How that works. So how the payment works. Depending upon which trip you'd like to go to. There's the goddess trip, which is the first 9 nights. Then there's the goddess plus the extension trip. And that's another 4 days. And then there is the Arunachala or Tiruvannamalai trip, which is 4 days at the end. You can go to all of them. You can go to just the goddess. You can go to the goddess and the extension, you can go to Goddess Extension and Arunachala, or you can go to just Arunachala. So those 4 options are on the registration page that you can explore. On the page, it also mentions the times of when you need to arrive and depart with your flights to and from India in order to be with the group for the duration. I should mention that arrival on October 14th, we do have some in the, I think it's 3 p.m. or so, in the itinerary that we'll be going to Dr. Pillai's temple in Chennai. You would need to arrive before that, obviously, in order to attend that. Otherwise, that's a day that people will probably travel, arriving throughout the whole day. But if there's any questions, just write to us, office@pillaicenter.com. We will take care of any of those concerns in terms of timing. So your 4 options, those are on the website. And with those 4 options, we have pay in full and we have payment plans. Now, because of the nature of when the trip is, the payment plans also expire on August 11th. So if you wanted a payment plan option, it would be your payment by August. So you have August, September, October. You have 3 months that we've broken down the payments that you can pay over time, over 3 months. If you're not able to make that payment plan and you want to secure your spot, this week we will be opening up a deposit only. It's non-refundable because once you commit and say, yes, I'm going to be on this trip, we will be purchasing your domestic flight. We will be securing your hotel room. So if you were to back out after that, then we wouldn't be able to give that money back to you because we won't be able to get that back from the resources, you know, the hotels and airlines, they're non-transferable. So that's how it would work. If you're interested, you can either make your payment plan and make that first payment by August 11th, or you can also pay in full by August 11th. If you are not able to make a payment plan or pay in full by August 11th, we will be sending out a note, I believe it's Wednesday of this week, where there'll be a non-refundable deposit to secure your spot. And that's how we'll be going about working with these timelines that have been given to us by the service providers in India. So I also have heard from several people that they're not able to physically go on the trip and they really wanted a proxy option. And we have just released a proxy option. The link is below this video. I will be doing a whole nother video and webinar on what the proxy experience will be like. So we won't get into those details. I just want to let you know that it has been released. The options, program options have been put together. So if you're invited to explore that as well. But if you know you want to come to India, this is the week to kind of take some action on that. So there are some questions. Okay, can we join the trip from India? Yes, you can. So we've had another question on this as well. Everyone is welcome on the trip. Everyone is welcome on the trip, regardless of where you are from. However, what we're not allowing as an option is for you to book your own hotels, book your own transportation, and then show up at the temples with us. That won't work for us because we are responsible for the group. And once you are in our care, we are taking care of all of your needs. So we're not accommodating people who want to do their own separate travel and come to the temples. That's not going to work for us because you're either in or you're out. So if you would like to be on the trip and like to experience everything that's been put together, then yes, by all means, you're welcome to register no matter where you are from the world, no matter what your background is. It's open to everybody. Ria said, I'm going. You're from Washington, D.C. Super. I look forward to meeting you. I know there's some people that I'm not familiar with who are registering. I can't wait to meet you all and go on this journey. If we are going to Rameshwaram, don't we need to go to Kashi first? No, we do not need to go to Kashi first. Rameshwaram is known as, and according to Dr. Pillai, is one of the most karma cleansing places on the planet. So we go there and we're just releasing our karma. It is extremely transformational, extremely cleansing. And the process is really quite unique. It's unlike anything else. It's trip 2. It's like the extension trip. So the first trip, we're going to Chennai. There'll be several temples in Chennai, including Royapuram, which is one of the premier goddess Angali temples. Super powerful. Dr. Pillai has invited many of us to walk around the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is the inner where the goddess is, 108 times, which takes quite a long time. I don't know if we'll do that together as a group, but we will definitely be walking around her many, many times. And I believe we're also having a ceremony performed there. I don't know if it's a hydration or a fire lab, one of them at that temple, which is very significant, very powerful. So that's in Chennai. Badabude, the goddess of beauty, who Ramalingam, there's actually a Ramalingam would walk to her temple every day to see the goddess and pray to her. And there's actually this little kind of side, I don't want to call it a temple, but it's this kind of place where Ramalingam would stay and rest when he visited her, because he had to walk, I believe it's 2 hours each way to get to the temple, and he would do that every day just to go to see her. So those are a couple things that we're doing in Chennai. And then we go to Kumbakonam, which is the temple capital. Well, there's temples everywhere, and we'll be there for the remainder, I think it's 7 days or 5 to 6 days there. So that's the trip 1, so the goddess trip. That's what you'll be experiencing. And then if you want to do the extension trip, we will be off to Rameshwaram and Vijayapati to visit Vishwamitra, the father of Brzee, who gave Dr. Pillai the Brzee mantra, and then Madurai for the very famous Meenakshi temple in Madurai. So trip 2, or the extension trip, is very active. So we'll be flying and then we'll be driving long distances. So it's a more active trip. Trip 1, just the goddess trip, is an easier pace in terms of moving around. We'll just be in 2 different hotels, and that's how it'll go. But the extension trip will be several different hotels and quite a bit of travel. And then the final excursion to Tiruvannamalai, the mountain of fire, Arunachala, we'll be going there and then just staying there for the 4 days. And it's perfect because that place is so steeped with Shiva energy and enlightenment energy. You just witnessing the mountain itself is a blessing. And yeah, there's many temples we'll be attending in that area as well. Temple is so powerful, changed my life forever. Yes. And then in this video, you saw the Tanjavur temple, which is a very famous large temple, and that's where there's a very special Varahi there. Okay, any questions? All right, please post your questions. I'm happy to discuss them. Okay, so what else do you need to know? We need to hear from you. If you're interested, that's important. So write to us, office@pillaicenter.com. If you're interested, if you know you'll be registering, if you're trying to get your stuff, trying to get your ducks in a row to register. We are not sure if the prices are going up after August 11th, but we cannot guarantee that they won't. That is why we're putting pressure on this particular deadline. If the hotels are booking up very quickly and we need to secure, and we also need to know if we're securing 10 spots or 35 spots in order to keep the price point that we've negotiated with them. Okay, same thing with your airline tickets. You all know how that works with airline tickets. As soon as that flight is filling up, the prices go up, and we need to and want to confirm the lowest price possible so that you obviously enjoy those benefits. And once those prices go up, then we are passing them on to you. Unfortunately, that's how it will work. So we're trying our best to make sure we accommodate everything that you need at the best price possible. The trip is already less than any prior trip or the last trip that we went on with Dr. Pillai. So we have done our absolute best keeping prices as low as we possibly can. Any other questions? questions. Let me see if there's questions on. Okay, I don't see any. Thank you, Layla, for wonderful chat support there, letting people know what to do. So I had mentioned this prior, and I think it's important to mention it again, how everything is taken care of, right? So the process is you arrive in India, into Chennai. You are responsible for your flight to get to Chennai. Once you are there, we know when to pick you up. We will pick you up from the airport. We'll bring you to the hotel in Chennai, and then you'll be with us for the duration until we travel you back to Chennai and drop you back off at the airport when you need to, when your flight departs. So everything in between is 100% taken care of in terms of your transportation within India, your food, 3 meals a day, your what else? Tips at the hotel for, moving yourself into a hotel, baggage tips, things of that nature. That's all cared for. If you want anything addition, if you want snacks sent to your room, that's separate. If you are buying stuff for yourself or your loved ones, that's separate. You probably do want to change some money, rupees, before you arrive in India, just to have that on your body. A lot of times the hotels will do an exchange too, but please, that's something you'll need to take care of. We will be sending you a packing list, recommendations, all of that information once you register. If you need any support before you actually register, knowing that you will, but you want to take care of some items such as, such as your flight, then write to us and we will help you out, whatever you need. So any chance Dr. Pai will be there. So as of right now, he's not committing to being anywhere other than in the moment. And that's what he's been really doing the past several years. I've asked him several times to, join some in-person event, and he hasn't. So we don't know where he'll be at that moment. If he happens to be in India and he happens to bless us, then super. If he's not, then he is committing to 4 Zoom sessions with those on the trip. So the first session will be your welcome session, which will happen the first full day of the trip, making sure everyone has now arrived. So we'll have the welcome session with him. He'll welcome you to India. Maybe he'll give us some instructions on what to do for the coming days. Then he'll have 3 initiations into the goddess during Navaratri, or the 9 nights of the goddess. So we will have that with him, from him. And I will also be, keeping in close communication with him, letting him know how you are all doing. And I'm sure he might relay some messages. So we are super blessed. And as I've said before, my first trip to India with Pillai Center, he was supposed to be there. And then the day of or the day before didn't come. And it was still one of the most powerful trips I've ever been on to India. So he does not need to be physically there, although his physical presence does comfort us. And I agree. But energetically, you will have a very similar experience. I've done it. I mean, I've experienced it without him physically there. I've experienced it with him physically there. And let me tell you, when he transports his energy to you, there's no denying that. So we have his blessings, which is all we really need. And that means the transformation will happen. He recently was talking to me about how temples work. And he was saying that the divine beings, the siddhas, the angels who govern that particular temple, they bless you when you enter, because they don't have any selfish needs. They're literally there in the ether to bless and support us. And so they govern particular temples. It's like their domain. And so when we enter that domain, they're literally working on us, even if we can't perceive it or feel it. They're working on us on multiple levels, subtle levels of our energy body. And that is extracting negativity or reconfiguring how, we perceive, or our ability to manifest, all of that is happening on very subtle levels. So it's not just, what meets the eye by any means. India is so multifaceted, multiple dimensions happening at any given time. And he very specifically said, temples that I selected for you. So he's empowering the places that we are going. And every day, what I'm going to be doing is texting him the list of the temples so that he's top of mind, knowing where we're going. He can be like, zoom in and talk to those divine beings and make sure they know we're coming. So it's all taken care of energetically. It's all taken care of energetically. So energetically, he's taking care of it. And then physically, the team is taking care of where we're going to be and how we're going to get there and making sure it's comfortable and that you're fully satisfied, that you have lovely meals, comfortable beds, all of that good stuff. Is there an extension and Arunachal option? Yeah, so several people have been asking us about that. It's not on the website because we will have to travel you separately to wherever we are with the group from the extension. And that would be, anyway, we didn't put it as an option because we didn't. However, we are making some exceptions for people who do want to do just that segment, which would mean the extension trip plus Arunachala, which means you'd go to Vijayapati, Vishwamitra, Rameshwaram, Tiruvannamalai, Madurai, and then Tiruvannamalai. So yes, write to us. It's not on the website, but you have to write to us and we'll send you the information. What would the price be in INR to join the group in Chennai? That would be on the website. So you can just look at the pricing there. Thank you so much, Lakshmi. It's such a powerful trip. I've been on the last trip and it was amazing. Yeah, it was. Marina was saying how amazing it was. It is. It's fully transformational. She said, I have been on the last trip and it was amazing and transformational. I was transformed and came back from India more successful than I have ever been before. Gratitude to Dr. Pillai and the Pillai Center team. Thank you, Marina, for that. 100%. Yes, Samuel said he's going to be joining by proxy, but if there's any other in-person events, keep us posted. I will always keep you posted. I'm always asking him, but so far, no luck in terms of new in-person events, but I will always keep you posted. Yeah, so the extension in Arunachala, I answered your question there. Okay, let me know if there's any other questions. I'm so excited to be meeting you there for sure. One of the things, I don't know if I fully explained this last time. One of the things we are going to be doing is you will receive a small Shri Yantra, which is the goddess of all goddesses. Like all the goddesses are in this Shri Yantra. It is one of the most powerful geometrical devices, yantra, that exist in the world. Just look it up if you're not sure what the Shri Yantra is. It's extremely powerful and very secretive. And so you'll receive a Shri Yantra, a small size one. I think it's 2 by 2, so that you can carry it around very easily. And we will be getting puja supplies like flowers every day at the hotels we'll be staying at. So in the evenings, after we've been to temples all day, we'll have an opportunity to join together in group and do chanting and flower offering to our yantra during the 9 nights of the goddess. So you're going to carry this yantra with you to all the power spots and get it completely energized. And then we're giving you this travel puja kit where you'll have some little mini ghee lamps, some incense, an incense holder, some red cloth, and then the yantra itself, where you'll be able to worship it, and that will become your companion, your goddess. The representation of the goddess who's going to be with you during and then after the trip. It's going to be extremely charged power object that you're creating on this trip, and then we'll take with you. So something we added in more rituals, as well as having the flower petals at the hotels where we're at, so that you'll be able to do these rituals every night. The fun story about this, one year it was the goddess trip, and we had a yantra. My first, I still have my first yantra when I went to India. It's looks beat up, but that's because it's so beautifully used. So we had this yantra. Dr. Pillai asked us to be doing these flower petal offerings at night. So he would do a session, then he left. And then he's like, okay, now do your flower petal offerings. And the goddess would come so fiercely. There would be like rainstorms. The lights would flicker on and off. There were so many different signs that she was present. And I had some personal signs. It was just very, very powerful. We all did it in group. It was just beautiful. The beautiful offering. I am interested. I couldn't access the website. Thank you for the beautiful offering. Yeah, so the website should be there. Hopefully it'll take a minute to load. Unfortunately, our website's a little slow. Yeah, so there you go. The link is below the video. I see it there. So that's available. And then I just pinned it to the top too on our Pillai Center practice. There we go. So if you're looking for it. And if you can't find what you're looking for, just write to us, office@pillaicenter.com. We are working through all of your requests as soon as we possibly can. No, there's not a different website for it. That's the one. Just click on that and you should see all the pricing there and the options. Okay. Well, I think that's everything. If there aren't any other questions, I will go ahead and wrap it up. I'm looking forward to seeing you all on this journey. And if you have any other questions or concerns, do let us know, office@pillaicenter.com. And again, the reminder on August 11th, we are needing to secure with our service providers in India. So we just need to know if you're interested. If you are able to pay in full, go ahead and do that. If you want to do the payment plans, those also expire on August 11th. So you'll want to register by then for your payment plan, 3 months of payment plans. If you can't do either one of those, write to us. We are going to make some special exceptions with a non-refundable deposit to at least secure your spot, and then you can pay in full, the difference after that. We just want to be able to secure your hotel and flights within India by that time in order to keep the negotiated prices we currently have. After that, prices might go up and we're not in control of that. So we just want to make sure that you knew that and had all the options laid out before you. And if you want to speak to someone, also just write to office@pillaicenter.com. We'll set you up with someone to talk through any of the details if you'd like. All right, so I think that's all for now. Thank you all so much. I look forward to seeing you in India, October. Namaste.